Welcome to the Bitch Bible Podcast, the greatest show since 2012. Voice of an angel, that one. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Bitch Bible. I'm your host, Jackie Schimmel, just carrying us to fucking shore. Jackie, why are you wearing sunglasses? Because the lights are just too bright and I'm a little underslept. Mother of the Year award, get ready for it, clip it and send it to CPS. Last night I put Clyde down and we are in our discipline era. He has been testing boundaries. He's very into the word no and just seeing what he can get away with. Everything is mine, not yours. Mine. No, mommy. No, mommy. We don't know why he has a French accent, but I think it's sexy. No dinner, no diet. I'm like, what region are you from? Burgundy, Chablis? We don't know. And we don't really care. So last night I put Clyde down and went to go saunter to the living room to watch Tell Me Lies in Solitude. And, you know, he was testing me. He slapped me. I said, nice boys, don't slap their mother. If you want ice cream, if you want to go to the bookstore, if you want to play with your trains, you need to be gentle. Okay. And then I model it. I don't scream. I don't get theatrical, but we're disciplining. You know, we're not doing the gentle parenting thing. So I immediately remove myself from the equation. I do it lovingly, but very, very firm. Discipline forward. I'm not trying to raise a fucking asshole. I'm just not doing it. He needs to sit at a restaurant. He needs to behave himself or manners forward. You know, also just let's start bare minimum. Like, don't slap me. Like, don't slap women. You know, that would be a huge parenting accomplishment for me. So I put him down because he was testing me. I go into the living room and he's crying, he's screaming, and he's looking up at the camera and he's going, no, mommy. And he's unraveling. Okay. And I say on the speaker, I said, it's okay. Mommy loves you. I'll see you in the morning. Go night night. And he's just staring up at the camera, kind of with like a fuck you attitude. And, you know, I had to see where Lucy and Steven were and what does Bree know? What does Bree not know? You know, I'm in the thick of Tell Me Lies. So I did not realize that I had left in such a fury that I forgot to turn the lights off. So similar to an ISIS prison camp torture 101, I left Clyde in his bedroom at bedtime to sleep the entirety of the night with not only overhead lights on, a chandelier, and a lamp, which is not great. I walked in this morning and I thought, holy fuck, this poor kid has been sleeping under these bright lights. And I hope he doesn't equate that to like me punishing him for being, you know, physical with me. Like, bitch, you hit your mom. You're to sleep in the brightest LEDs you've ever seen. Mama getting a floodlight at the Home Depot. It was not my finest parenting hour. And if he has lifelong trauma because of it, by the way, the lights in this house are very, very low. So it's probably like a bit refreshing. And I felt really, really, really bad. So I made him Mickey Mouse pancakes this morning. And now I've like completely counteracted all of the disciplinary work. I would like to start this episode. Sorry, I just did crack. I'm feeling really just elated right now because like I told you guys a couple weeks ago, we are entering the pool renovation era. By the way, like how annoying is it now that we've like capitalized and fictionalized era, like the eras to our, I'm in my this era, I'm in my that era, I'm in my dumb fuck era. I'm going to stop saying that. We're retiring it right now. Close your eyes, sit Shiva, 3, 2, 1. We're back. Cue the Brent's Deli platters. Okay. As I previously said, we are doing the backyard. I need a project. I feel like the rains have passed. Things are only getting more expensive. Tariffs are going up. I don't know if any of that is true, but I want to do this yard and all the stars have aligned. I woke up in the middle of the night last night, okay, clutching my vagina, and I sat up and I just thought, dark green honed marble checkerboard. waterline tile. And from then on, I was off to the races. I went to the Stone Yard today. I walk in there and it's like Beyonce entering the stadium at the Cowboy Carter. Okay. It's like Miranda Priestley's opening scene in The Devil Wears Prada. I'm throwing my bag. A wind machine pops up from the sad LED lit store. I've got wind in my hair. The men are fawning all over me. They know I'm reckless. They know I'm weird. They know I'm going to buy the weird fucking materials that nobody else is touching. Okay. Give me a burgundy chevron marble tile. I'm going to figure it out. Like, I'm going to do something weird. You've got some discounted, discard, discontinued, import, whatever it is. If it's difficult and fiscally irresponsible, I'm drawn to it. They had this, oh my God. They had this multicolored marble mosaic with like checkerboard, but with like small little diamonds of marble, like multicolored. I said to Taylor, I said, honey, get a bucket and a mop for this wet ass pussy. I also just can't. The facial paralysis, you guys, it's not getting better. It's actually getting worse. I thought that maybe I was getting a little bit more flexibility in the jawline, but alas, the Dysport hath snapped in conjunction with the filler. And I went to lunch earlier and I tried to order an iced matcha latte with the smallest splash of simple syrup. Okay. Which, say that 5 times fast after 2 martinis. The S's are so hard. I'm like, I'll have an iced matcha latte with the smallest smash. Let me try to say it. Okay. Hi. Could I please have an Can I please have an iced matcha latte with coconut milk and just the smallest splash? You're watching the video. You're watching the video. Stop watching the video. I literally can't move my mouth fully. Can I get an iced matcha latte with the smallest splash of simple syrup? I can't say it. I can't say it. It's so embarrassing. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I have facial paralysis. She's like, oh, no, you do. And I'm like, it's just a lot of Botox. You got what I'm saying. Put the pieces together. Not great. Not great. But we are collecting materials and, we're doing creamy limestone. Okay, we're doing weird. You can't put marble in a pool. I've really explored that, but I can get marble-like porcelain tiles, which is water friendly. So I can do a dark green and a Calcutta checkerboard in the pool. And then I'm thinking I would like to get very, very weird. I'm not going Moroccan, ya habibi, but I found these like pink, you guys, it's going to be so sexy. It's going to be Nancy Meyers, but like with a modern edge, like highly, highly specific. I'm so excited. I was basically dry humping limestone T-minus 43 minutes ago. What was I going to say? Oh my God, I had an amazing story to share that, questionable. Didn't know if I was going to share it because it may not fare the storm well, but it is so important in these trying times to share morsels of joy when the universe hands them to you. Now, who could forget? Bitch Bible aficionados will remember the greatest moment of my life. A very, very first, way before the birth of my son. This moment in time when I saw a woman being dragged by her German Shepherd from on an incline down the asphalt and across the street, a brittle old bitch, okay, being dragged by her 400-pound dog while I was at a dog park. I think the year was 2022, and it remains the best moment of my life. Like, holding Clyde for the first time, nowhere near the moment that I saw this poor carcass of a woman being dragged, lifeless, like a corpse, across a street from her dog. I had a convertible at the time. I was so inconsolable, tears running down my face, top down, nowhere to hide, gasping for air, while this woman, you know what? She parked illegally, and instead of coming down the paved sidewalk like she should have at her geriatric age, she decided to go down the Ivy Hill, and her dog saw the dog park and started lunging into the street. She falls face down. It never gets old. The visual. She falls face down in the ivy, probably riddled with rats. A girl could dream, and pesticides. It's funny because it's true. And it's like the heat of summer, and this dog is lunging at this dog park, and this woman is holding on to that leash, okay, with her calcium deficient bones. And the dog's just dragging her, and her legs are flailing, and she's like, "Stop, Toby! Stop, Toby!" And I literally am scared. I'm on the road. She's being dragged in front of me, and all I could do was put my foot on the brake and duck and cry into my lap. Because what was I supposed to do? I was in the middle of the road. Oh, okay. Jackie, that's not funny. You're a mother now, and we don't laugh at things like that, except when it happens again in different form. So yesterday, those Santa Ana winds, okay, they were a-blowing. My hair never looked better. The sun was a-shining. It was a beautiful 80-degree winter day, if you can believe it, okay? And when those Santa Ana winds get gusting, as the movie The Holiday told us, anything can happen, okay? Magic is in the air. Yes, fire season, as previously discussed at length, but also just a great time. So I'm at the stoplight, and on the corner of this intersection, there's this huge water fountain, okay? And it's tiered, and it's kind of timed differently. So sometimes the water's low, sometimes the water's high. The universe loves me and rewards me for all of my contributions to society. So I believe this to be a cosmic gift. Now, at this very moment, while I'm at this very red light, on this very corner with this very fluctuating fountain, on this particularly Santa Ana wind heavy high gust day, this sweet little lady, like in my fever dream, it's the same lady that was dragged by her German Shepherd, but it's not. But like in my fantasies, it's the same person, because this bitch just never takes a hint, okay? A gusty day. This sweet old woman is on a little beach cruiser, okay? And she's got her basket. It looks like maybe she hopped over to CVS to get some, I don't know, Ducelex or calcium pills or whatever. Okay, whatever. It depends. Bedpans, I don't know. Her blood pressure medication, don't know. But she's got a cute little basket. And she's biking through the neighborhood. And right as she's about to take the turn, a huge gust of wind comes by. Just the perfect storm. And at the very same time, the water fountain is fountaining, okay? And this gust of wind, I'm right here. I'm 3.5 feet away from this incident, okay? This gust of wind takes the water, okay, like Hurricane Katrina, right into this brittle-ass bitch on her bike. And not only drenches her, fully takes her out. You know what I mean? She's weaving, and then she didn't fall fully. She was able to catch herself on the leg, but she was teetering there, and she was drenched, okay? Now, when you witness something that terrible, there are two types of people. There are the morally bankrupt people who just cannot help themselves because we have something wrong with us in our soul where If I see anybody fall, I laugh uncontrollably. If I see anybody have any form of a mishap that doesn't include a stretcher or blood, I'm laughing. Okay. And it's not something that we should be so open about, quite frankly. I should bury this. I should hide this version of myself from the universe, like all these other dumb bitches on the internet, which, by the way, can I just fucking say something? These bitches, I'm done. Okay. The versions of like the highlights of the skipping of the like dissipation. It's such bullshit. Nobody's keeping it fucking 100. I want to see the good shit and I want to see the bad shit. I want to see you with facial paralysis. I want to see you, with your hair extensions out. I want to hear about what happened, why, and when. And I am not participating in these bitches' financial gain who are not keeping it 100. Okay. I don't want to see it anymore. It's not of the times, and I'm not participating. It's stupid. It is fucking stupid, Everyone's like, keep talking shit, keep cashing those checks. Don't be so comfortable being so curated, period. Because you are one water fountain away from getting, this is a metaphor, okay, blown over by life. Teetered over on the side of the fucking road. So that's my roundabout way of saying that, yes, I'm a terrible person, but guess what? No fucking secrets over here. No secrets. No curation. Oh my God, I'm sweating. What was I saying? Okay, back to the woman on the bike. Lance Armstrong. So this woman is teetering over, okay? Her groceries fall out of the basket. She's soaking wet. I'm obviously completely inconsolable, laughing my ass off in my car. I make the right-hand turn. I said, Jackie, this was my moral dilemma. Do we just keep driving while the tears are flowing, or do we pull over, lock it up, and do a good deed? And you know what I did? I pulled over. I had a good cry for about 46 seconds. I locked that shit up. I got out of my car and I said, ma'am, are you okay? And it was hard. Because I'm like looking in the rear view and I'm like, oh God, can't she just get on that fucking bike and saunter home? It's just taking so long. Oh, now she knows I'm going to help her. What if I have to give her a ride? No good deed goes unpunished, as we know. So I'm sitting in the car. I'm looking in the rearview mirror. I'm hoping that she's just going to sprightly hop back on that horse and pedal her ass back home. But no, she's milking it. So I get out of the car and I'm like, by the way, holding it in, like pinching myself. This is what I have to do when I have to fake moments of empathy and kindness. What I'll do is I'll hold like my back, like I'll pinch myself like hard to just like stop myself from completely unraveling. So I get out of the car and I'm like, ma'am, are you okay? And she's like, oh my gosh, like, did you see that? I don't know. She didn't have an accent, by the way, but for the sake of sport, we're going to give her one. Okay. And I'm like, I know. I mean, what is with this fountain? Can you believe these winds? I mean, it's winter for fuck's sake. She's like, I'm drenched. And I'm like, I know, you can't get in my car. The leather is cognac. And she's like, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm like, you didn't hurt yourself, right? Secretly helping. And then I'm like, sprained ankle. I'm joking. I'm like, you got a German Shepherd? So I ask one more time, just so like for optics, if anyone's driving by. It's kind of a popular intersection in my neighborhood. I'm like, Bitch Bible Podcast, she gives back. Charity starts at home. Never forget it. Helping the elderly. Don't be tacky. Vote for Jackie, HOA president, whatever. And She's like, oh, honey, I'm fine. No worries. Cooled me down for my ride home. I'm like, you're so funny, you old bitch. And just kept on my merry way, checked in on her through the rearview mirror, called Andrew immediately, inconsolably crying. He's like, is everything okay? I'm like, oh my God, you're never going to believe what happened. He's like, is everything okay? I'm like, yes, everything's amazing. So I was driving home and this old woman... I was like, it was like a social security tsunami. He's like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know. Hurricane hospice. And I just couldn't stop. And then I called everyone. I called my sister. I called my best friend. I was like, guess what? And they're all like, you're mentally ill. And I'm like, have a great day. Happy Wednesday. Hags. You know, I've been such a cunt all week, just such a fucking bitch. And I'm having the best time. And I feel like the universe is rewarding me for my bravery on the front lines of bullshit. And, you know, Jackie, is it hard being such a cunt, just out for the world to consume all day, every day? Yes, but somebody has to do it. Somebody has to be themselves on some platform some of the fucking time. And if it has to be me looking ugly, saying terrible things, being myself, I'm going to continue to do so. So I hope that everyone will just, you know, support me on this journey. 14 years deep, hoes. Wait, did you see the video of Melissa Wood Tepperberg in a public sauna in a thong, one shoulder bathing suit with mesh inserts and a tripod set up in a public venue dancing to Sia's Unstoppable? Close your eyes. Close your eyes. I'm unstoppable. And she's like, everyone's got that song that lights a fire from within and keeps them moving and finding their inner self-love and strength. And I'm like, bitch, you brought a tripod to the gym. Shut up, okay? I'm not taking I'm not taking life lessons from you, okay? Me and my facial paralysis are good. We didn't pack the tripod this morning. Whatever. Another thing that happened today, besides Sia's Unstoppable just gangbanging me in my eardrums, Leo has a cone on because he's been scratching and he's got a yeast infection. For anyone wondering, Leo is still very much with us, and it's created a lot of toxic energy in my household because Leo is about 14 years old. He has a lot of health issues. He's basically medicated to a point that is just... It's just sad. You know, he's with us. He's fine. We've done a 180, but me and Andrew had to have a conversation about 6 months ago where I was like, this dog is miserable. He is shrieking all day, every day, like writhing in pain. Now, we've done a 180. We took him to a specialist. You know, $84,000 later, she got a new lease on life. Stella got her groove back, but me and Andrew had to have like a really serious conversation about like what we're going to do because Leo is just so miserable, you guys. Like, wouldn't get out of bed, wasn't eating. He's fine now. Thank God. We love him so much. But, you know, I said to Andrew, I'm like, if this continues, we might want to talk to the doctor about our options. He goes, this is going to go really great with my PETA email I'm about to read. I'm like, I can't physically watch him like deteriorate and shriek in pain all day long, shrieking. You don't understand. It was so sad. He's ripping his hair out. I mean, it was just like foaming at the mouth. Okay. And I sat Andrew down because he has trauma. And I was like, listen, if this new doctor doesn't work and Leo is still shrieking in pain all day and we're just medicating him to just stabilize him, he doesn't have a quality of life. He's in pain. It's bad for his kidneys, like blah, blah, blah. Andrew goes, absolutely not. I said, Andrew, this is not like, I'm not Michael Vick over here. I'm just saying if he's in pain, we should prioritize his mental well-being above your abandonment issues. And we just got in this, it was a one-sided fight. It was me screaming at him about how he's projecting his personal traumas onto our suffering dog. Luckily, we took him to a new doctor, a new lease on life. He's totally fine. But like I said last week, I'm like, Andrew, you would have me in a vegetative state for 60 years. Like, I would be the silent patient, okay? But like, rewrite the plot line. You would be keeping me, you'd be changing my outfit every day. I'd be a full-blown vegetable flatlining, and you'd try to resuscitate me 16 times. Hence why Andrew is not going to be my emergency contact moving forward, okay? He would have me posted up in the home like a dead, dehydrated carcass, okay, for decades before he pulled any type of health initiative. He's got no fight or flight, assertive health condition energy. And that's just, it's something that I'm going to have to deal with. Who's going to be my emergency contact? I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm so interested in rekindling recently. Not romantically, but I ran into someone I went to high school with, not like a close friend of mine, but someone that I just knew growing up. And just like an hour and a half ago, and we were chatting. She's got a young daughter. I have Clyde. We were just like catching up about everything. And she says to me, "Do you still keep in touch with everyone from school?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Really? Like who?" And I'm like, "Literally like everyone." She goes, "That's so crazy." And I'm like, "Is it?" She's like, "Yeah, I haven't spoken to anyone in years." I'm like, "Well, maybe that's a you thing. Like, maybe you're a fucking bitch." And she's like, "So-and-so, and like Dan, and like Brianna, and Evan, and Nat, and like naming all the people that I went to elementary school with." And I was like, "Yeah, bitch, we all still hang. Like, 100%. Saw so-and-so last week, talked to her, that, like, of course." And she was just like, "Wow, I'm so proud of you." She says, "I'm so proud of you." And I thought to myself, who the fuck hurt you? What are you talking about? Like, I'm rubbing elbows? Like, you got the wrong magazine. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But yes, fortunately, still friends with everyone. Can't get rid of these fuckers, okay? Or actually, they probably can't get rid of me. You know what the beauty of having old friends is? First of all, it means you're not a total piece of shit, because you can't trust anyone that's got no old friends. And I understand like circumstances. I had this friend, short-lived, but she would always talk about how she was bullied, and she was bullied her whole life, and she doesn't speak to anyone that she went to school with. I got the rundown on this bitch within about a year. I was like, "I got you clocked. I think you're a fucking cunt." But she was always like talking about how everyone had hurt her, and so-and-so's a bitch, and this person's jealous of her, and this person bullied her, and blah, 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 blah. Okay. And here's the thing. You can have a rough go in high school. A lot of people do. But people who are bullied still have friends, okay? And if you have to ostracize everyone around you, it means that you're, obviously growth, in my personal opinion, slightly overrated, but people grow and change. But when you can do that with people that you have history with, what a beautiful thing, okay? Another great thing about it is that they remember things that you've buried so deep in your subconscious. Last week, I was talking about how I'm not a nail polish girl. Like, I don't know nail colors, okay? I go with God. Colors of the Wind, Pocahontas. I just kind of pick one, or I say, give me nude, give me this, give me a fecal brown. I don't know, okay? And that really upset people. I mean, the amount of people that have come out of the woodworks of TikTok to rip my ass apart over making fun of people who are overly into a signature nail color, and also wedding gallery walls. Like, I paid for them. I'll do what I want. Just for your information, I've been married 23 years. I have multiple wedding photos, and I've never been happier. It's like, yeah, you seem really joyous with your paragraph on TikTok to a stranger. It's a joke. Get a sense of humor. How great of a life could you really have if you're so fucking stupid that you don't get that it's a joke? And if you take something so benign, so personally, how great of a life could you really have? Because you're limited. You know why? Because you're not painting with all the colors of the wind. You have a limited you have a very, very limited color palette. Because if you're not funny, I promise you, you're not having that much fun here, and therefore your life can't be that great. This is just me helping you. How do you help someone who has a terrible sense of humor? You can't. You can't teach funny. You either got it or you don't got it. Imagine if you listen to this podcast, you naturally have an amazing sense of humor because we're 14 years deep. But just imagine like not being funny and getting through life. How do you get through the days? Everything can be funny with enough vodka and moral flexibility. Sit with that for a second. What was I saying? Right. So my oldest best friend, Brianna, she said to me last week when I posted the video of the nail color thing that just really blew up the tickety talks, like, get a fucking life, losers. I've been clapping back in the DMs too, like all last night. I had the best time. Andrew's like, what are you doing? Because I get like a little overbite and I start getting a little rosacea flare up. And then my phalanges start twitching and it's always like late at night and I'm in bed and I'm in my cozy double duvet and like a sensible set of pajamas. And I'm just popping off the pages, like just getting in the mud with a stranger. Because you know what? If you say that I'm ugly and that my chin filler doesn't look good, like, I'm going to pop over to your page. I'm going to take a look-see Lou, okay? And I'm not going to like what I'm looking at because unless you are Gisele Bundchen, it's called a reverse Michelle Obama. You go low, I will get in that sewage system, okay, with a Fisher-Price shovel and I'll start fucking digging, okay? I'll talk shit about your dog. I'll talk shit about your wedding venue. I'll talk shit about your husband. I'll talk shit about anything I can grasp my little bubble bath talons into, okay? And I'm going to fuck up your Thursday. So it's just not worth it, okay? Because a lot of people want to be above it. Good vibes only. I don't let that energy into my space, okay? I am quadruple insulated. You can't touch me. There's nothing that you're going to say, an ugly stranger, okay, that's going to fuck up my day. I was at the Stone Yard yesterday looking at terrazzo. I don't have time, except I have tons of time, and it gives me joy. So fuck you and your ugly fucking family. I'm coming for you, and I'm going to feel good about it. So don't tussle with a tiger unless you want to get clawed in the fucking face, only to improve your aesthetic because you're an ugly loser. Thank you. Goodbye. What was I trying to say? Oh, God. Oh, so my friend Brianna, she unlocked a core memory for me that on the day of my wedding, okay, she said it was the most jilting visual. 2 hours before I walked down the aisle, okay, we were all getting ready. She's one of my bridesmaids. She caught me painting my own nails, okay, in my own hotel room on my own wedding day, 2 hours before walking down the aisle with nail polish that I DoorDashed from CVS the morning of. I literally went on DoorDash and I wrote nude nail polish. And then I just picked a few, had them dropped off at my hotel room, and gave myself a whore's manicure on my fucking wedding day. Would I do that now? Of course not. Okay. Times were tough. Budgets were different. My intel, I didn't have Botox back then. I didn't know what biogel was or Russian manicures. I was a simple girl doing simple things with a simple CVS fast dry nail. And we love her for it. And we love Brianna for reminding me. I was having a chicken tender. No joke. Okay. May I be stricken dead if I'm lying. I was having chicken tenders, Heinekens all day long, okay? A clip-in pony and some Dazzle Dry, Insta-Dry, Sally Hansen, Rogue DoorDash nails. And that's why we love her. Some fun new developments for my new brand ambassadorship with PETA. Last week, I talked about Sabrina Carpenter's performance at the Grammys with her, star bird that shat on her hand and got a taste of the limelight, didn't really see what the conflict was, and, mentioned it in passing that bird should be so lucky to be on a Grammy stage, and didn't really understand why PETA was coming after Sabrina. Okay, so promptly after that episode was released, I got a personal email from the head of public relations at PETA, and I'd like to read it to you. If we could cue some Sarah McLachlan adjacent music. By the way, he's going to love the top of the show about me talking about the German Shepherd dragging the brittle old bitch to the dog park, but whatever. Hello, Jackie. We heard you mention PETA on Tuesday's episode. It sounds like you might not be familiar with what we do and what we stand for. For example, You might be surprised to learn that our undercover investigations have led to landmark cruelty to animal charges against abusers, that we secured the rescue of thousands of dogs from a notoriously cruel laboratory industry supplier, and that we have spayed and neutered thousands of animals at low to no cost near our headquarters in Norfolk, Virginia. I think if you take a look at all the ways PETA helps animals, you will find that we share plenty of common ground. And if you'd ever like any additional information about our work, please don't hesitate to contact us. We'd be happy to hear from you anytime. Kind regards, Wes. Okay, listen, I support PETA. Now, I'm going to sound like Kelly Kalor and Ben Simone. Do I wear fur? Yes. Do I support the abuse of animals? No. Okay. PETA, thank you for all the work that you do. I think we let that work shine brightly and not get lost in the performative minutia of a bird being on the Grammy stage for 2.5 minutes, okay? Next to a superstar. The end. Thank you so much. Love you, PETA. I want to talk about a couple things. Sydney Sweeney. No days off for Sydney Sweeney. No days off for Sydney Sweeney. Oh God. I don't want to get too into it, but she bugs me in ways I can't really. It's like kind of the voice and like I don't know. When someone's funny, I make more allowances for them. When I think someone's not funny, I just don't. And I mean, obviously, hello. Wow. She did a kind of like a teaser ad campaign where she threw bras and panties all over the Hollywood sign. That's so Sydney Sweeney, gummy bears. And it was to tease her new lingerie line, which is called Synergy. Or is that City? What is it? Sydney Sweeney's lingerie line. It's called Siren. SYRN. Can I tell you something? I don't give -13 fucks about any Sydney Sweeney campaigns moving forward, okay? I think she's a good actress. Great. We don't need one more fucking brand partnership from Sydney Sweeney. We just don't. I'm good. I'm okay. The Baskin-Robbins signature scoop did it for me. I'm oversaturated with Sydney Sweeney, and she's so quirky, and she fixes her cars. I don't fucking care. And now she's got the best tits in Hollywood. I hate it. So, white privilege 101. Amidst the chaos going on in the world, okay, and people being put in cages like PETA animals, okay? And just everything going on, all the injustice, all of the tensions, all of everything, to then go basically commit a crime all in the same kind of time that all of these high, just extremely chaotic, like just terrible things happening in the world, okay? To then go abuse your celebrity and people's personal bandwidth for you, to go throw bras on the Hollywood sign, to tease your new lingerie drop, feels so, you know what it is? It's so stupid. Okay, it's stupid in execution. It's stupid in like the small scope and the big scope. Like, take a beat, Sydney Sweeney. This is not the time. I'm glad that you can, change the engine of your vintage car, but can you read the temperature of a fucking room, of a social climate? Nobody needs a lace demi-bra in this current climate. Or do your business, but let's not even if it didn't happen, by the way, even if you didn't go like break into the Hollywood sign and throw bras, even to say that you did just for what? For clicks, for likes, for relevance, it's just not smart. Why do I have to yell at people? Like, why do I have to carry this? You know who has huge tits, Sydney Sweeney? Jackie Schimmel, okay? Down to her fucking ankles. I have permanent indentation in my shoulders. You know why? Because I'm carrying around these saggy ass tits and the weight of the world on these shoulders telling you why this is stupid. And nobody believes that you're eating rainbow sherbet ice cream with a sprinkle cone and gummy bears. Oh my God. I really get myself so worked up. It's such great cardiovascular. So I did a sad AMA, Ask Me Anything, on Instagram that I left up for 13 minutes. And I'm just going to answer all these questions because, you know, after 14 years, it's just so important to connect. And I just don't do this often. And I thought it would be fun. Oh, wait. Somebody told me that Shen Yun is a cult. Not confirmed, done no research, not looking into it. And also somebody, well, and by somebody, I mean at least 14 people sent me this article about how inappropriate it is to appropriate Chinese culture situationally and like make it a wellness trend by being like a Chinese baddie, and how it's really disrespectful to Chinese people. Like, sure, I understand, but I wouldn't take offense to it. I think maybe we just calm the fuck down, and it's a positive thing. So like, let's not ruin a good thing. Okay. We should be ingesting more warm liquids. Okay. So get over it. I will not be donating to Shen Yun if that makes anyone feel better, but would love to go. Looks like there's ribbon dancing and I'm fucking game. First question, how do you decide? Oh God, this is a stupid one. How do you decide your podcast format? Well, what format are you referring to? What's your name? Kaylee. Of course it is. Kaylee, I'm not sure if you've listened to the podcast, but I don't believe there is a format, unfortunately. But I feel like pop culture just gets beat to filth and like often distilled into 30-second clips. So I try not to spend too much time on like pop culture musings because I feel like it doesn't drive overall downloads. What do? I don't know. Talk about lamps for 14 minutes. And I think it has a longer shelf life. Also, no format is the format. Hate to break it to you, sweet cheeks, but there's no edits. There's no scripting. There's no format. There's no outlines. There's no guests. And, you know, no leaning on external happenings. I'm a one-woman show over here. I don't get enough respect, but that's what COVID taught me when the world stood still and I was just tap dancing, bleeding for my life. You know, make it interesting, and when all else fails, say something terrible. What's something you think about a lot but don't share? I mean, once again, stupid question. I feel like I share most things. I feel like there's certain like opinions I have that I don't feel totally comfortable saying publicly. There we go. See, the wires get crossed here and there. What could I say that I would be scared to say? I think Leighton Meester seems like a bitch. And it's not because of the bad hair color. She doesn't seem like she has a great sense of humor. That's not great to say, okay? And we love her for Country Strong, and we love her for Blair Waldorf. And I love that she's committed to that, the red hair with like the weirdly lengthed bang. Like, I love that for her, but she doesn't seem like a great time. And I feel like nobody wants to say that. And you've heard it here first. Also, another thing that we don't talk about a lot is like what an amazing personality Celine Dion is. Like, I feel like everybody else gets a lot of attention, but like we are not publicly rewarding Celine Dion for being a kooky little bitch. You know what I mean? In the best way possible. I absolutely adore her. So resilient, you know, a rising phoenix. Also, another thing that I was thinking about late last night, whatever happened to, okay, the movie that Jennifer Lopez did, Top of the Year, okay, or I don't know when it was, a few months ago maybe. Huge press tour, Ben Affleck introducing her at the junket, saying it's like some of her best work, Oscar buzz, all of these conversations about Jennifer Lopez's film. Was it Kiss of the Spider Woman? It was supposed to be like this record-breaking career just monsoon, like the thing that was gonna get Jennifer Lopez the flowers that she believes she deserves, okay? And then we just like never heard about it again. Like, did it come out? Did it flop? Let's do a little look-see. Obviously, she didn't get nominated for anything, or is it not eligible till next year? Kiss of the Spider Lady. What is it called? Kiss of the Spider Woman. Jennifer Lopez. Okay, it came out in 2025, 2 hours and 8 minutes. Let's check Rotten Tomatoes. You know what? Not bad, J-Lo. 77% tomato meter and a 67% popcorn meter. Reviews are looking kind of decent. What happened with that? What happened with that? We'll never know. Wait, another thing I wanted to say really, really quick because I don't want to get heat for this. I just watched the Opalite music video. I don't get it. I don't got it. Like, by the way, I get everything. There's never been anything I didn't get. Okay, but I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like the rock and the cactus, and like it feels a little overly it's overdone maybe, or it's like over orchestrated. Yeah, that feels right. I just don't get it. I'm like, okay, yay. And then there's the spray and they're at the mall. Is it 90s? Is it 80s? I don't understand. And that's just my truth. Okay, let's see some questions. I hate when people ask me about like hotels and restaurants. Like, come on. You've got Google. You got a Goop guide. Figure it out. Restaurant recommendations in the Coachella Valley. Taryn Dunaway. You've got to be fucking kidding me. You've got to be fucking kidding me. I'm not answering that. Most trouble you've gotten in for most trouble you've gotten in from something that you've said. Well, people don't love when I use the word faggot casually, but nothing really. Honestly, the nail color in the wedding gallery wall is probably what I've gotten the most heat on. Everything else, people kind of give me a pass, which is amazing. And sometimes I fabricate negative feedback to eliminate negative feedback. I can't explain this to you if you don't understand. It's called just like reverse psychology, psychological warfare. Like I'm a very smart person. So sometimes just to get ahead of it, I pretend as if I've gotten a lot of, I don't know, like public negativity and like I've been disciplined or reprimanded for something that I've said when I actually haven't been, so that people don't feel the need to enforce justice on me. And you can take that one to the grave. Thank you. Why do you continue to do it? That's such a great question. Honestly, money and joy. Go off on Mackenzie Childs. Okay, I will. I don't like it. It reminds me of Kris Jenner's kitchen a la 2013. It's very, it's not for me. I don't find it to be like that interesting or specific or tasteful. Okay, how excited are you for the New York OGs coming back? I'm excited, but I'm such a creature of habit, and I don't like things that are repackaged. You know, I want like the same format on the same channel with the same women. Like I'm so tethered to nostalgia that I'm even worried, even though it's under the same NBC Universal, it's the same umbrella. I understand all of this. It's probably going to have like a similar showrunner. Like I know the logistics. I know how this fucking works. Okay. Even so, I'm afraid that it's on a different network. Okay. I don't know why. I can't explain it. But if it's not presented to me exactly as like a season of The Real Housewives, it's going to take me a while to metabolize it. Like, I don't love the Ultimate Girls trips. I'm just being honest, because they scare me, because I need them to exist in the same exact universe as what I'm used to. Period. And when we start getting like, I don't want competition games. I don't like any of that. I want these women living their life, screaming at each other and aging poorly or amazingly. And none of the, like, I need Ramona to be Ramona. I don't want a watered down version of Ramona. I want Ramona and her little Chardonnay belly dancing in a wedge sandal with a L'Agence, like drapey silk top. That's what I need with like tufted furniture. I'm not looking for new and fresh. I'm looking for old and stagnant. Is it exhausting leading this cult? Yes, Anthony, it really is. I told you about my shoulders, okay? Home Depot tips and tricks. Okay, I think timing is everything and location is everything. If you're looking to be sexually objectified, which why else would you go to the Home Depot? I think, first of all, what you wear is important. I like giving the boys a show. So I like wearing like a sensible, tight bike short that like hugs the ass, shows off my gorgeous legs, and like shows that I'm like sporty and like fun, but also like ready to get down and dirty. I'd wear that with like a chunky New Balance, like maybe a cool like bomber jacket, you know, athleisure, LA, cool sunglasses, a high pony so you can see my new chin, and like a sensible purse. And I would say the best hours are early in the morning because that's like kind of when the contractors are there. And really anytime. I feel like if you get too midday, you're working with too much competition. There's too many other like housewives or, you know, women. I think that you got to hit it early or hit it maybe around like school pickup time because you're less likely to have Home Depot competition, you know. Also, I was just there. Did they have a gorgeous Audrey ficus for $189.99? Yes, that's a designer tree. Think about it. Make me cool on a fucking budget. Okay, that's like a very embarrassing thing to ask a stranger, but Kara, I'm going to help you here. You don't need money to be cool, or you don't, by the way, being cool is so subjective. Like I'm not a cool person. I mean, am I though? Kind of, maybe. It depends who you fucking ask. But like in my soul, I'm just, I wouldn't identify as cool. Like I think that especially now what like a cool girl is, like I'm not a cool girl. You know what I mean? Like obviously. They're like, no, bitch, we know. You know, I'm not like tucking my hair into the jacket. I'm not setting up a tripod. I'm not like irrationally thin. I'm just not that person. And I feel like New York cool girls and LA cool girls are like very dissimilar. When I close my eyes and I think about like what a cool girl is, my asshole prolapses and my vagina like fully inverts because I just find that to be so pathetic. What's cool? Being funny, being smart, being assertive, and being durable. That to me is like the coolest shit ever. And also being not unless you suck, just be yourself. Like let's not try to like overly identify and imitate what we think is cool. Let's just like go tunnel vision, Justin Timberlake 2020 vision tour, and just like think about like shit we fuck with and then lean in hard and just celebrate it. Like let's stop trying to like do the thing. Okay. I don't want tan and grainy. I don't want a boucle chair. I don't want like gauzy drapes with like a sprig of eucalyptus and like a little like messy bun with tucked in hair. Which is, by the way, hi, hello. Did I buy these glasses off of TikTok shop after seeing a cool girl? Yes. Am I wearing like a full messy bun? Yes. Am I sitting in a boucle chair? Yes. Like that's a whole other conversation. But like, I feel like jackets and sunglasses, if we're going to just zoom out and be vapid, cool jackets, cool sunglasses. You don't have to spend a ton of money. A cool bomber jacket over workout clothes will change your whole fucking day. You know, we don't have to wear the Viore sets just because she said she was a mom. We don't have to like be so sensible because we have children. Also, like teach those fuckers to stay in line. Like they're not allowed to wipe boogers on you. Like have some fucking discipline, put a cool jacket on, get some cool fucking sunglasses, and like put a lip gloss on. All right? Be unique, be yourself, unless you suck. Wise words. This is why I love these fucking questions because they're so stupid. I'm so stupid. They're not so stupid, although some of them are a little bit stupid. On average, how many times per day do you have a bowel movement? If I'm lucky, once. Obviously. Fuck, marry, kill. Stephen DeMarco, Nate Jacobs, and Tom Sandoval. Okay, I'm going to kill Stephen. I'm going to fuck Tom Sandoval, and I'm going to marry Nate Jacobs because it's Jacob Elordi, obviously. Like, that's a terrible one. By the way, there's never been a great fuck, marry, kill. Although we did it with my grandma on her birthday. I didn't even talk about this. It was my grandma's 95th birthday on Saturday. And we had a little like dinner party with the family. And it was great. We got a chef. We had like all the beautiful dinner, none of which she ate, obviously. She told me 2 days ago. Did I already talk about this? I can't remember. I went over to her house 2 days ago and she asked me if I could take her to the doctor or if I knew of a doctor that would prescribe her Ozempic. I said, Grandma, you are 95 years old. You will drop dead. Just be fat. Like, at what point in life are you going to stop starving yourself? Like, the anorexia ship has left the port. Like, I celebrate your willpower, but also, like, why can't you just be fat? I said, Grandma, if you lose too much weight, you're 95 years old. You're 4 feet in the grave at this point. You're going to lose all the fat in your face and you're going to look like the fucking crypt keeper. She's like, as long as I'm thin. I said, no, you're going to look like I can't deal with another bitch with brittle bones. It's a theme this week. Like, you're not going on Ozempic. She goes, I heard they had a pill I could take so I don't have to take the shots. I said, Grandma, why? No, you're not doing that. We're not doing that. She goes, fine, I'll ask someone else. I said, great, bitch, ask someone else. Phone a friend. Oh, wait, they're all dead. You can't. So we had a beautiful birthday party for her. She ate absolutely nothing. She goes, I hate salad. I hate salmon. I hate chicken. I said, all right. They made like a corn souffle type of thing. She goes, I'll have the corn and nothing else. I said, you don't want a little salad. You don't want this beautiful roasted chicken they made. You don't want this gorgeous zucchini. There's beautiful appetizers. No, Jack, I hate salad. I hate vegetables. I said, maybe that's why you need Ozempic, bitch. Anywho, my cousin Joe got this cake made for her. We were like strategizing. She's like, what are some things Grandma loves? And I'm like, eating disorders, Denzel Washington, any type of a diet pill, water pills, Miralax. She used to like fen back in the day. We don't know what she used to take when she was younger. She used to take, I think, what's the equivalent of crack now. She used to take it when she was like in her 30s. She said she would take it in the morning and then she would clean all day and she would get so much done and she wouldn't eat and she was so skinny. So I think that was just basically crack in the 50s. So that was great. So her birthday cake, she loves corn too. She could talk about corn for 5 hours. That bitch loves corn. She likes anything phallic, really. So her birthday cake was a big black dick. And before you DM me, okay, this woman is on her way out. Let her enjoy, okay? I got so many DMs being like, she's sexualizing a group of people. This is wrong. It's like, listen, if she wants to fuck Denzel, let her live on the dream that maybe one day he's gonna roll up to her house, okay? Arms wide open and wants to motorboat her. I don't know. Just like let her live for the hope of Denzel Washington. So there was a big black penis. There was corn, water pills, and then just a variety of laxatives. And she was like, I love it. Is that cute? What 95-year-old in the world? And Lakers, she loves the Lakers. There was a Cabernet. She loves a Cabernet. If it's $11.99 and below, she'll drink it. This bitch, she came over one day and Andrew had no idea. I had cooking wine out. It was like a bottle of red wine from 2012. And my grandma asked for a bottle and a straw. She asked for a glass of red wine. Andrew's like, yeah, sure. So he goes into the kitchen. He pours her this glass. It's basically vinegar. She is sitting in my living room, okay, just reclined, swirling this glass like it is a Opus One vintage, whatever, that she just cracked open. She goes, Jack, this is delicious. Is it one of your Italian wines? I'm like, ma'am, that's like a Josh Cabernet that somebody brought that I used to make a Marsala 14 years ago. Enjoy. That's why she's so preserved, because it's a pickling process. Yeah. Happy birthday, Grandma. Love you. Also, she somehow learned how to read this podcast, so she's gonna really not like this episode. What else? Okay, I wasn't going to answer one more, but now I'm going to. Her name is Erin. Love you. But that dress in your podcast pic, linear lantern energy. You are so, okay, get ready for this. That dress that I'm wearing in the podcast artwork is a vintage Tom Ford for Gucci jewel encrusted leather mini dress, okay, that I purchased in Paris. It is a vintage Gucci dress by Tom Ford. All crystals with pink leather and shoulder pads. That is a collector's piece. You wouldn't fucking know it. You would think that was an Allison Olivia from Neiman's Last Call because you're ill-informed. And if you don't know, you better shut the fuck up. That ain't linear lantern energy. That's a collectible. That is an estate piece. That is something I will be buried in, okay? Clyde will go in drag at his bar mitzvah in that dress. You don't know what you're talking about. And now I'm pissed, and now I need water, and now I need to go lay down because you've put me in a bad mood, Erin. Anyways, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. 14 years, and man, have they flown by. I love you so much. Thank you for listening. Give us 5 stars on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. And Erin, send me a motherfucking apology. Goodbye.